Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
What do you think of that? We have a new intro. Did you see it? Did you see cute little Linky baby puppy? That puppy is 85 pounds now, y'all. 85 pounds. And he sounds like a monster when he barks. He scares the ever-loving everything out of everyone. Anyway, welcome. It is Soulful Saturday. Wasn't it a cute intro? Guess who did that one? It's our Amber. She did. I just love it. I think it's adorable. Yeah, we decided we're going to change it up and keep it going and have some fun with it. Hi, Noreen and Carol. And of course, Nancy and Corliss is in the house. It's Saturday, Soulful Saturday. You know what that means? We change our quote of the week. And this week, Tony Robbins is in the house. It is in that moment of decision that your destiny is shaped. Now, I just want to I think we should dwell on this one. This is a good thinker one, I think, big time. Hi, Francesca, Teresa, and Deborah. You know why it's a good thinker one? Because it's a moment of decision. We all have them during the day. We make decisions to do something or not do something. And when we think about these, I'm not seeing any comments. Am I alone on this? There it is. Okay. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, I'm glad Jane's here. Jocelyn, I'm glad you're here. So good to have you. Kathy and April and Flynn, Doris. So good. But in that moment, your destiny is shaped. How many times do we just not take seriously those little decisions that we make during the day? Should I eat this or shouldn't I eat that? Just this once, it won't hurt. You know how it goes. Anyway, I'm just mentioning this. Good food for thought. We have all kinds of stuff. First of all, no questions happened this Friday. No questions. So we didn't have a show. So if you missed Friday and you're saying, oh, I wanted to have a show and where were you and blah, blah, blah. All you have to do is send in a question. Send them into support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday goes right there in the subject line and I will answer it. That's a promise. Hello, Lucy, Tanya, Susan, and Rebecca. Let's do that, shall we? Okay, send your questions in. I'm happy to answer your questions. I delight in answering your questions, so do send them in. Thanksgiving menus can be found at savingdinner.com/Thanksgiving. You are picking them up in great numbers. Do share that link, by the way. Feel free to, because here's the deal. Any way that you do Thanksgiving is presented in that link. There's all kinds of menus. The recipes rock. They've all been tested. There's timelines for everything. There is shopping lists. There is troubleshooting guides, the whole bit. Listen, we wrote the book on it, pretty much literally, on how to do a holiday in a way that's not going to make you lose your mind. So check it out, savingdinner.com/Thanksgiving. The other thing that I want you to do is understand we have a wait list for the Inner Circle group. Our Inner Circle group is a group of women. Didn't we have an amazing time today, this morning? Wow, really great group. We are studying the book, Getting Off the Carousel of Crazy, plus the workbook. And we also have other benefits that go with it. Go to savingdinner.com/circle if you want to get on the wait list and check that out. That will be happening in January. If you're interested in just the book, that's at savingdinner.com/crazy. So there. Hi, Joanne, back again. Yeah, so that's all the fun stuff that we're having right now. That's all the things that are going on right now. Plus, it is almost time for the Bonanza. That's November 18th and 19th. Watch your mail. If you participated in the mail, if you participated in our galas, any of our galas, you are getting a postcard in the mail. I'm telling you, you want to watch for that. So save the dates, November 18th and 19th. It's 1 p.m. And 7 p.m. at night, we're going to go to Crowdcast for the 7 p.m. one. That's where we get down and get funky with our big bad selves. It's so much fun. We dance, we have a great time. That's like a couple of hours sometimes, or an hour and change. And there's new deals every time. This is a big, you don't want to miss it. Let me just say, you don't want to miss it. And this time we're doing the Bonanza. We have a Western theme going. That's me doing the 6-shooter thing. I know I'm not good at sound effects, but I am looking forward to it. So mark your calendars. You can find it savingdinner.com/bonanza to get signed up on the Crowdcast thing. Facebook won't do that for us. They're butt heads that way. Sorry. TikTok, Instagram, you name it, you can find us. Saving Dinner, that's who we are. We're there. We're everywhere. Supplement of the week, you know about that, right? And you don't want to miss this one because it's the Immunity High Five. I'm a great believer in supplements. As you know, I want supplements to support something my body's already doing. Our bodies are always on alert to be supportive for our immune system, you know, unless we're being stupid and like eating a bunch of sugar and not getting enough sleep and all of that. So get your Immunity High Five, because these are 5 supplements that have been shown, proven scientifically to move the needle on supporting your immune system. savingdinner.com/show. If you buy 2 sets, you're going to get a 3rd one absolutely free. That is a screaming deal. You don't want to miss out, because we've already discounted the 5 as a set, and then you're going to get the other 3rd one free. Come on. It makes all the difference in the world. Hey there, June. I'm glad you're here. And Carol. So that's going to be really, really fun. And one other thing that I have to tell you too, we also, speaking of postcards, we're just kind of going crazy with postcards right now. Watch your mail. If you get one of these from us, it's a postcard that just basically says, thank you. This is a gratitude postcard that we are sending out to our customers, because you make all the difference in the world to us. And there's a special little message there, and a special little code, and a special little this, that, and the other thing. So make sure that you're watching your mail for little special things from us. Speaking of special things, you want us to get even more into your inbox. Of course, sign up for the newsletter, because that's where you're going to get the show notes. And we do 1 email a day. It's not a whole lot of stuff going on, just 1 email. But we also have the option, if you want to, of having text messages sent. Now, Jocelyn got her postcard. Yay, so did Nancy. So cute. Okay, well, that's so great. Now, I just want, hear me out here. We've started this text message idea because there are things that we want to do and we want to move quickly on, because we can make special deals, make special offers, but we need to move fast on it. It is a text message to 855-960-3720. What you need to do is text the word join, JOIN. I have no idea if it's capital sensitive or not. I don't know if it is, but just go ahead and do that. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to join Jenny and I. We're the only ones doing this. We have no message to send you, except you will get something back that says you're in. We haven't started anything yet, but we will be. This is on our list of things to do. There will be flash sales. There will be exclusive, only for text folks type of deals. You don't want to miss out. You know, we like to do fun things like that. So I'm excited about it. So it's 855-9, is it 930 or 960? Okay, 960-3720. I don't know why I wrote the wrong number down, but that's okay. I'm going to go with what Jenny has there. All righty, well, let's get busy. We got some stuff to talk about today. What do you think? You ready? We've been talking all this week about paradox. Paradoxes are those funny things that it's one way, but it's also another. And it's the time when your brain's like really trying to make sense out of things. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what it feels like when you're just kind of going, not quite sure how to handle this. because on one hand I feel this way, and one hand I feel that way. Like, here's a good one. Have you ever been taken a trip, like you've planned and you've planned and you've planned for this trip, you've saved for it, and you've got this intense itinerary. We're going to go here, we're going to go there, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You got like all this stuff that you're going to do, right? You know? And then what do you say the minute that you get home? There's no place like home. I'm so glad to be home. On one hand, what a great trip. On the other hand, there's no place like home. So you know about that. Or the other times too, there's this, you say, and I have guilty of this, I hate change. I'll say, I hate change. But on the other hand, you're looking and you're evaluating, going, something's got to change here. So we have these paradoxes going on in our lives. And I believe that they really, my thought process is anyway, they really push us. Because on one hand, yes, we want to say, yeah, I got to lean into this. I've really got to change this up. I got to make this thing happen. On the other hand, you're getting pulled in the opposite direction and saying, nah, I don't like change. I don't want to do that. So we even talked about this week. I don't know. I think it was Wise Women's Wednesday, but we talked about how we want to do things that are a little bit risky, not like crazy town risky, like bungee jumping or, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. I'm not talking about taking that kind of a risk, but I am talking about taking a risk that maybe is pushing you a little outside of your comfort zone. Like maybe, getting in the hot seat if you're in inner circle, or doing something that just makes you feel a little bit funny, makes you feel a little, it pushes you, like I said, outside of your comfort zone. And I think what we need to do is face those things and actually do them, because we do get an endorphin and dopamine reward afterwards. And it also trains our amygdala not to be afraid of that in the future. This is what happens when we do this. But it's one of the paradoxes that we have to deal with. Hi, Angie. It's good to see you. And there's Jackie and Marcy. Hello. Kathy's here too. So one of the other ones that I have here is the pushing hard on something and thinking that you're going nowhere. And boy, oh boy, how many times have you done that? How many times have you felt that way? Now, I was thinking about this today as, talking about, when we were talking in Inner Circle today, we we're talking about taking care of elderly parents a little bit. And I was thinking about that with my mother when I was taking care of her, and all the things that I was trying to do in order to support her and to help her, and the amount of energy and time and money and all of it that went into helping her, and it really going nowhere, because it wasn't that she didn't want to be helped. It's just that where she wasn't very receptive to it. So, hi, Davina. So I think that a lot of times what happens is that our expectation is that when we have something like this, that it will be accepted, and sometimes it just isn't. But we also have expectations that it's going to be hard. How about this one? I know you've experienced this one. Have you ever had the expectation that it's going to be hard? And boy, oh boy, was it ever hard. And as a matter of fact, we meet that expectation with, I'm going to be overwhelmed. I know I'll be overwhelmed. I'm going to fear it. Well, maybe you don't say that, but this is what comes. These are the emotions that come out of it. I feel overwhelmed. I feel fearful. Or maybe we just fear the fear and don't even say anything about the fear. Most of the time, that's what it is. Fear is mostly unspoken. Have you noticed that? We just feel it. It's just there. Fear is fear is fear. It just kind of hangs out and is in the air. And we never acknowledge it, mostly. We just allow for it and we shrink back from it, which I think is part of the reason why fear is a lot bigger than or it makes itself bigger than we should allow for it to be. I think addressing fear is basically like turning on the light switch and proving that there's no boogeyman under the bed or in the closet. That's what I believe about fear, but that's another story in entirety. But I find that a lot of times is that when we are in the place of overwhelm, or in this place of saying that, I can't do it, it's going to be too hard or whatever, it's because of our follow through. And it's also because of a mindset that says, yeah, it's a fixed mindset that doesn't allow for the change or the possibility or anything else. So if you've decided, like, for example, here's a fear that maybe you have, that you are going to go to a party, but you don't want to go to the party because there's going to be a whole bunch of people that you don't want that you don't know, and you don't want to talk to anyone, and it goes on and on and on. And believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I am an introvert. Introverts are the way that an introvert gets recharged is by being alone. And that is absolutely me. I love people, though. I'm a people lover. I love being with people. I love pouring myself out and being with people. But I'm also one of these people who will peace out and Irish goodbye at a party because I suddenly get to this place, I'm tapped out, and that's it. And that's just the introvert of who I am, with the extroverted personality that I have. Does that make sense? But that is exactly how it is. So for me, going into a party is going to, oh, I can't wait. Especially if there's, when there's people there that I know. But going to a party when there's a bunch of people that I don't know, I find it a little paralyzing. It's true. I'm not wild about this idea. Until I kind of brought it down to and broke it all down to, well, what's that? What is this going to mean? What's it going to look like? And why am I there in the first place? What is this whole party about? And that is when it's like this thing of networking, in business, when you network and you're doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't want to do it. But then I figured these people are in the room probably with a whole bunch of other people that they don't know as well. What would it hurt to ask one question or say something like, oh, I love your blouse, or ask somebody and just say, so where are you from? I can't tell you how many times I've started a conversation. So where are you from? And had that, go well. I've been able to, I have, I don't know, everybody has this in the back of their head, some small chit chat kind of a thing where you're able to just go a little outside of your comfort zone and do something, and it just breaks the ice. I think that's what this whole thing is about. It's just being able to break their ice and being able to, get into the flow of recognizing there's just a room full of humans, just like you, who don't know each other, and just allowing for a little fear, but we're just going to put that on the back burner and just go for it anyway. And remember, when we do this, we reward the brain with this, and the brain rewards us back. So there's no hard push in just asking someone a question, right? Or complimenting them. What a pretty blouse, But this issue of pushing hard and getting nowhere, now that's frustrating. Anyone ever done that? It's just absolutely frustrating. And it often leads to us giving up and leaving or throwing the baby out with the bathwater, whatever, little metaphor you want to throw down on there. But I think that the problem that we have oftentimes is that we're not actually looking for a solution. Get ready for it. We're looking for a magic pill. We're looking for the tactic. We're looking for the one thing. And I'll tell you what, I think that what it is really, truly, is that it's a mindset. It's not a tactic. It's not a magic pill. It is a mindset that we need, because the mindset is the thing that's going to be the driver. The mindset is the thing that's going to be the determiner on whether or not you're successful. End of story. So I've got 5 things that I want you to kind of put into your thinking process as you think about these paradoxes that really can be somewhat crippling and holding you back from the thing that you want, because we have a tendency to not be able to hold 2 beliefs at one time. Can we do that? Sometimes we can and sometimes we can't. But I believe that with this notion with these things, these 5 things that I have, that helps with the understanding, and I think helps us to move forward. So, number 1, Hard work is work, and hard work is hard. And we just need to make peace with that, because there is no magic pill. There is no tactic. There's ways to make things easier, but we have made this determination that an easy life is not something that we're really after, because there's nothing to admire about easy. Easy does not come with anything good. Teddy Roosevelt, as a matter of fact, has said that he doesn't admire anyone with an easy life. He also said nothing in the world is worth having or doing unless it means effort, pain, or difficulty. And I don't know about you, but that kind of is a whomp upside the head. And who wants that? What we hear and what we see in popular media and on social media and everywhere is this hack, that hack, all the rest of the hacks. It's a life hack for this and a life hack for that, a shortcut to here and do this here. That's fine for, tactics to get something clean, or tactics to, spot your favorite blouse or whatever. But when it comes to the life work that you're working on, hard work is hard work. You're trying to lose weight? That's hard work. Are you trying to get a business started? That is hard work. Are you trying to remodel your home? Hard work. Think about anything that you have, which is a result of hard work. There wasn't any easy thing that you did to get there. You did the work. I think about every woman in our Hot Melt Sprint group who did the work and got the results. They did the work and they kept doing the work and they stayed with the work. That takes effort. That takes difficulty. And yes, it takes a little bit of pain. But it's worth it. And in the end, we don't want to just say, oh my gosh, I had such an easy life and I feel so accomplished, because those two things won't go together. Lucy says it just right. Right? We wouldn't respect or appreciate magic. And the magic comes in the work. The magic comes and is in the flow. And when we go that way, and when we go toward the things in our lives that we want, we recognize the absolute realization that work is involved. It won't come without work. Number 2 is that hard work and good strategy is the name of the game. This is why we do the Hot Melt Sprint, right? Hot Melt Sprint is merely a plan and a strategy. A strategy to bring down the inflammation, a strategy to bring down the carbs and get you off of get your blood sugar down and off of the insulin, all of these. You understand how all of that is. So we have to understand the difference between strategy and tactic. A tactic is merely do this one thing. Oh, use baking soda to get that stain out of your sink. I don't know. Use what was it for red wine? You use club soda or something to get red wine out of a tablecloth. Whatever. But listen, hard work and good strategy is the thing for, instead of just pushing hard and getting nowhere, hard work requires strategy. So when you have a strategy in place, you can make a plan. You can't do that with a tactic. A tactic is merely a try this. It's a one and done thing. So strategy needs to be in place. Number 3 is you're pushing hard, you're getting nowhere fast. Guess what? Maybe you just need to take your foot off the gas for a minute. Relax. Take a day off. I had a woman who was in one of my groups, my Peloton group, and she was complaining. It was interesting to me, and I think we do this to ourselves. She was a younger woman, and she was talking about how she had to take a day off, and she's not used to taking a day off, but her body is telling her, and she was saying, just give me some encouragement so I can take a day off without being guilty. Come on. What drives this kind of thinking that we can't take a day off? What kind of a thinking does that? And I just want to say that we have to be able to take a day off. We have to be able to rest. We have to be looking at everything and saying, you know what? I'm pushing so hard. I'm getting nowhere. I just need to pull back for a minute and reassess. I believe that we are so driven sometimes because this is what we have. This is the part of the carousel of crazy that's out there in our culture today is work, 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 do, blah, 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 push, push, push. And yeah, hard work is a part of the equation, but it's not all in and of itself. It's a part. It is not all. We need to pull back and relax. A day of rest, make it happen. Okay? Pinky's up on that one, by the way. Number 4, you're getting nowhere fast. You're pushing hard and you're frustrated because it doesn't seem like anything is working out. Then, like I said, stop for a minute and also start asking yourself these questions. Well, what if I did this instead? What if I, instead of doing this, did that? What if I got curious about what I was doing and looking for the holes, looking for the things that need fixing? Because I'm going to tell you right now that when we start to get curious, we open the door for solution because creativity is in the solution, not the problem. We already know the problem. We don't need to assess and reassess and keep assessing a problem. The problem needs a solution. Therefore, the solution needs to be looked at like, what if I did this? What if I did that? Can you imagine? Maybe instead I should do this. Maybe I should go left instead of right. Maybe I should sit down instead of standing up. You know? Maybe I should do a little bit less, or maybe I should do a little bit more. The analysis part of this whole situation is what helps us to find our sweet spot. I believe we all have a Goldilocks zone of getting a custom exercise program put together for us that works just for us, of putting together a custom plan of food that works just for us. You know, as you know, I've done a lot of coaching over the years, 27 years plus of being a nutritionist, and I've coached a lot of women, you know, and one of the things that I will always say, take a look at what they're eating. And I have absolute 100% sincere admiration and respect for those women who take it seriously and get into the weeds of thinking, what the heck is going on here? Not just whining, not just complaining, not just crying, not just whatever, but keeping an honest to God food journal and writing down every single thing that they ate, and 10 minutes later, how they felt about it. And getting a look at what all that is about. Spending the money, getting a food sensitivity test. You know? Taking time to say, okay, maybe it's not. And then if that's not, maybe it's not the food. Maybe I got to start looking at this. Maybe I can start looking at that. This is what I did. For me, when I got my Hashimoto's, not even we don't call that do we? We don't do that with disease, do we? No, I had Hashimoto's. It was something that I was dealing with. And when I got curious, what is this about? I started with my diet, fixed that up quickly. Then what? Hydration on point, sleep, getting there, working on it. It was a big work in progress because I was terrible at it. And I was also a night owl, by the way. That changed quickly. Then to the next thing, the stress management. Thing nobody wants to talk about, the thing nobody cares to really acknowledge. And you know, we're all under stress. Environmental stress is all around every single one of us if we live on the planet. That's a stressor for your body. And just the whole fact of having to make a decision, that could be stressful. Having to, deal with an elderly parent or a disabled child or a hard to deal with child or children in general or life in general or a lot of stairs or, I don't know, a dog that won't, settle down. We all have them. It's just part and parcel. How do we deal with it though? And when we start to get curious about this and start to be solution oriented and start shifting over to the solution, then we can start seeing that the reason that we're frustrated, the paradox that's happening here, is simply because the focus is wrong. So think about that one. And number 5 is focus on your doing. In other words, be in the doing that you're in too. it's interesting because yes, we do need to create goals. We do need to have this end game in mind, of course. But, and this is the most important part, we also, while we're in the doing part of the journey, we need to, first of all, one, make a decision that we're going to embrace the journey, because the journey is going to be the place that we learn the lessons and do the work and everything else that we've ever talked about with it. But we also need to be embracing the doing part of what we're doing right now, not just always trying to hurry up to get to the finish line. Because I believe that when we do this and when we focus on our doing and we're in it, then we can do it better and we can feel good about the doing and we can put our effort into it. And the payoff is, again, that dopamine hit for doing hard things, and two, feeling accomplished afterwards for that thing. The accomplishment isn't at the end when you get there. The accomplishment is in the doing when you do it. Does that make sense? So while we want to see that end goal, while we want to say, hey, look, I did it. I dropped the 50 pounds or whatever it is. The fact is that if you hold on to and embrace each meal, each bottle of water, each time you go to bed at the right time and you, way to go, Leanne, high five, whatever, and just get into it and connect with that, you're embracing the journey, leaning into it fully, looking for the blessings, having gratitude along the way. And boy, at the end, when you do reach your goal, you're going to look back and think that this completely shaped the way that I do life now. Completely reshaped everything. It changed your mind and it changed your life. So yeah, frustration, paradoxes, galore. That's what life is. It's a lot of paradoxes there. On one hand, you have this, and on the other hand, you have that. And you know it. We all know it. We've all lived it. And all I'm saying is, while we're there and we're in this whole place, don't dismiss the hard parts. Let's look at the hard parts for the lessons. Let's be these kind of women who are curious, looking toward solution and not constantly hand-wringing over the problem. Because that is the difference of being solution-oriented. And that is the difference of getting past this frustration of feeling like you're always working so hard and getting nowhere. Get your eyes shifted onto the solution and see what happens. There you go. And that's a wrap. Paradoxes. Boom. Done. All righty. Now, listen. People are asking about the phone number. The phone number is 855. It's not phone number. It's text number. 855-960-3720. There it is right there. Put the word join. I would do it all in caps just because I don't know if it's cap sensitive or not. Hit that, and then we will acknowledge that. And then, you could even change that to saving dinner, because it will say this is saving dinner. And you are going to be privy to some of the best deals. You'll get reminders of it's coming up, like the Bonanza coming up, for example, little things like that. And we don't want to be annoying pests, we're not going to send you a bunch of text messages. Believe me, we can't afford to. But I'm telling you what, I promise you this, we are going to bless your socks off if you become a part of our text message group. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that so much. Listen, you guys have a phenomenal Sunday, will you? Promise me you'll do that for yourself. Get lots of rest, and just get ready, because next week, I don't know what's on tap, but we're going to have something good for you coming up on Monday, on Motivational Monday. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I really appreciate you, and I love you. Take care. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.